Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unlock what is easily the most underrated superpower of Google AI Studio. We're going to show you exactly how to level up from just casually chatting with an AI to actually building powerful, functional applications with it. Seriously, if you've been relying on standard consumer chatbots for your developer workflows, just endlessly copying and pasting code back and forth, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this.
We've got a really packed agenda today. We'll be running through the ultimate developer playground, the epic March 2026 upgrades, multimodal superpowers in action, the big data privacy trap, decoding the pricing maze, and finally, scaling to Vertex AI.
All right, let's jump right into part one, the ultimate developer playground, from prompt to production in minutes.
To kick things off, we really need to draw a hard line between the different tools in Google's ecosystem. On one side, we have Google AI Studio. Think of this as your intuitive, free-to-use, web-based sandbox. It's completely designed for rapid prototyping and prompt testing without any of those massive setup headaches. On the other side is Vertex AI. That's the heavy-duty Google Cloud enterprise platform for full lifecycle machine learning and scalable production. Today, we're zeroing in on unlocking that rapid prototyping sandbox. Now, 2 million. Just think about that massive number for a second. Google AI Studio gives you access to a context window of 2 million tokens. To put that into perspective, 2 million tokens equals about 50,000 lines of code. It's like 8 average-length English novels or over 200 podcast episodes. And all of that is processed in a single prompt. You can literally drop an entire code base or an hour-long video straight into the prompt window. It's absolutely wild. And the workflow here is just brilliant. It makes AI Studio incredibly powerful. Instead of constantly reminding a chatbot of its role over and over, step one is just setting rigid system instructions a single time. For instance, you tell it you only output valid JSON, and you're done. Step two, you prompt the model with your data. And step three, this is the absolute killer feature. You hit the Get Code button. In one click, your entire playground session is converted into API-ready Python, JavaScript, or curl scripts that you can immediately drop into your own application. Moving on to part two, epic March 2026 upgrades, transforming ideas into real prototypes. Before March, AI Studio was mostly seen as just a fast demo space, right? But Google completely flipped the script and essentially turned this into a practical app builder. They introduced the anti-gravity coding agent in a brand new build mode, which actually turns your prompts into working app prototypes faster than ever. They also added vital project-level spend caps, so teams can set hard limits before their experiments get out of hand. Add to that Google Maps grounding for real-time location data, Gemini embedding 2 for multimodal search, and the Lyria 3 models for professional-grade music generation, and you've got a drastically expanded toolset. But hey, keeping it 100% real with you, we do need to talk about a few growing pains. Users over on the Google AI Developers Forum have flagged a known bug. When you use that Get Code button to export Python code, any custom input and output examples you've defined are currently missing from the generated script. Interestingly enough, if you switch your export to JavaScript, all your defined examples are perfectly visible. So it's a small hiccup, but it's absolutely crucial to know if Python is your primary language. All right, let's hit part three, multimodal superpowers in action. We're going way beyond just text to sight and sound. The Gemini models running under the hood here are not just text engines anymore. They seamlessly ingest and generate a beautifully balanced mix of modalities. You've got text and code, obviously, but you also get high-fidelity image generation through Imagen 4, highly capable video generation and understanding via Veo 3.1, and audio generation through Lyria 3. You can literally mix these inputs. Imagine asking the model to watch a 22-minute video and give you a structured JSON breakdown of the evidence. It handles it flawlessly. And here is where it gets genuinely sci-fi, real-time streaming. You can actively share your screen or point your camera directly into the AI Studio interface for dynamic real-time collaboration. It isn't just analyzing the past, it's reacting to the present. Just imagine pointing your camera at a castle you're building out of blocks and asking Gemini, hey, what piece should I look for next? And it verbally tells you to grab a gray 2x4 brick. That is the level of real-time collaboration we're talking about here. Next up, part 4, the big data privacy trap. Let's dig into the hidden cost of the free tier. We really need to talk about this stark warning from a developer named Adapt Fast. It serves as a massive wake-up call for all of us. There is this very common assumption that if you're logged in with your Google business account, your data is safe and private. Well, as this user discovered after a lot of frustrating digging, that is completely false when you're using the free AI Studio web interface. So let's be crystal clear on the rules you absolutely must remember. The free web UI chat operates under a standard data policy. That means it allows Google to use your prompts, files, and conversations to improve its models, and human reviewers might even read them. However, when you use a paid API key in your own application, the data is routed totally differently. Paid API calls are strictly confidential, they're tied to a Build Google Cloud project, and they are never, ever used for model training.
Okay, part 5, decoding the pricing maze. Let's figure out how to build without completely breaking the bank.
Let's untangle these tiers. While the 3.1 Pro preview model is incredibly powerful for complex reasoning, it comes in at $2 per million input tokens. But check out 2.5 Flash. At just 30 cents per million input tokens, it offers an incredible price-to-performance ratio for most everyday tasks. And if you're doing sheer high-volume, repetitive budget tasks, 2.0 Flashlight drops the cost all the way down to a fraction of a cent per million tokens. It's a huge difference.
And if you want some brilliant hacks to protect your wallet, here you go. First, just stick to the free tier for your prototyping. Then, when you move to production, use batch mode for asynchronous, non-real-time tasks. That instantly gets you 50% off standard pricing. If you're sending the same massive knowledge base repeatedly, you absolutely have to implement context caching. That can slash your token input cost by up to 90%. Finally, just be super aware that turning on Google search grounding introduces extra, separate costs for every single search query triggered.
Finally, part 6, scaling to Vertex AI, taking your app to the enterprise level.
So, what happens when you outgrow the sandbox? That is exactly when you graduate from AI Studio over to Vertex AI. As we touched on earlier, Vertex AI is a completely separate environment built entirely for enterprise scale. It gives you strict service-level agreements, crucial compliance certifications like SOC 2 and HIPAA, provisioned throughput guarantees, and advanced MLOps tools for robust deployment and strict data governance.
So if we strip away all the corporate jargon, it just comes down to this simple summary. Gemini is the underlying intelligent brain powering the logic. AI Studio is your rapid playground where you experiment, prompt, and expert code. And Vertex AI is your robust enterprise engine where you finally scale that code securely out to the world.
We've seen the multimodal power, the incredible workflow shortcuts, and the absolute must-know data boundaries. The tools to build the enterprise applications of the future are literally sitting right there for free inside your browser. The only question left is, are you going to keep chatting or are you finally ready to start building? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.